Hi everyone, this is Robert Pastrana, author of Simplifying Perspective. In this first tutorial, I want to explain what perspective does. I think the best way to describe it is to think about what happens when you take a picture. The picture you get is always a record of what things look like from where you were standing. When you're drawing representationally, you're doing the same thing. You're showing what things look like from a particular point of view. This translates into perspective in three different ways: height, viewing angle, and distance. Height. Going back to the idea of taking a picture, if you and your camera are low to the ground, chances are you'll be looking up at most everything. Looking at this chair, we can see the underneath of it. That means the camera was placed lower than the underneath of the chair. In this shot, we're looking down on the entire chair, so the camera was placed higher. This all has to do with the height of the camera. Pretty easy, obvious stuff. Viewing angle. Here's where things differ a bit from photography. When you take a picture, you can aim your camera anywhere you want. In perspective, we simplify that idea. With one exception, we generally assume the viewer is looking perfectly straight ahead. Slight changes in angle don't really affect our drawing, so we can ignore them. When we work in 1- and 2-point perspective, we assume the viewer to be looking straight ahead. There's one exception. When our viewer is looking really high or really low, we have to approach things differently. That kind of extreme viewpoint will change what our drawing looks like. When this happens, we need to work in 3-point perspective. Distance. Distance is easy. When things are far away, they seem smaller, and when they're close, they seem larger. So when you're working in perspective, you are defining the height, viewing angle, and distance that our imaginary viewer's eyes are from the subject matter you're drawing. In the next video, I'll start to describe what that looks like when you're drawing in perspective.